Hello everyone. Today is the start of a series of videos that I'm making just showing my watch collection. And where better to start than right at the beginning. This is my Casio collection, and it's been inspired by a watch that I had, a watch that I was given when I was young. And it's this one here. So like anybody that was growing up in the 80s, any young boy growing up in the 80s, I was obviously into Transformers. They were the toy of choice for me. And if you were at all interested in Transformers, there's a good chance that at some point your mum, your dad, your auntie or your uncle would buy you one of these because they're fairly cheap. And yeah, little Transformer watch. So this is the first watch that I remember. I don't have it anymore because I think, like most people who owned this watch, the legs popped off and the arms popped off. It was made out of really, really cheap plastic. And a quick look at eBay seems to suggest that that happened to most of them, because there's very, very few that are left on eBay. But I'm still left with a sort of sense of nostalgia around this watch. Obviously I wouldn't buy one and wear one to work or anything now. Bit too old for that. But it has been a kind of inspiration for some of the other watches I've bought, and for this batch here. So yeah, so this is my Casio collection. And you can see there's one or two. What I'm not going to do in this video is get into reference numbers and the like, because basically I don't know. I'm sure you could find them if you do a quick search on Google. But I've got a watch for pretty much every occasion. This one's probably closest in spirit to the original Chronoform Transformer watch. The little red face, very, very simple black strap Casio. And it does what most Casios do. And the reason that I'm not going to get into references or features of the watch is because it's quite embarrassing. Most of them do exactly the same thing, and I've got 12 of the little suckers, so total overkill. But there we go. So where did it start in my Casio collection? Well, it started on holiday, on vacation in the Canary Islands, and this was the first watch, the first Casio watch that I bought. I didn't own any Casios when I was younger. I know they were very common in the 1980s and 1990s, but no, I didn't own any. It was just that Chronoform watch that I owned, and during the 90s I owned some other watches. When I had the money to buy my own watch, I'd chosen something different, but I still like these. Most of my watches that I've reviewed, and most of the watches that I buy, you'll see are quite retro and quite affordable. And Casio really are the epitome of that. Very retro watches, very, very affordable, and quite stylish, quite, I don't want to say iconic. I suppose they are kind of iconic, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think you're really saying anything when you wear a Casio. You're not being flash. Yeah, don't know where that line of question's going. So I'll move on. So let's have a quick whiz through then. So yeah, like I say, lots and lots of different types. They're all digital watches. I've kept them in this Axis watch box. If you live in the UK, you can get that box on Amazon, and it's a nice step up from the standard faux leather watch boxes that you get. And most importantly for me, it's got slightly larger cushions with slightly larger dividers in between, so your watches don't feel like they're bashing into one another. I think I'm going to do a separate review on the Axis watch boxes, just because I've been so impressed by them. I've got 3 just now, I'm probably going to get a 4th, so I'll do a review on that a bit later. Yeah, so this was another one, another gold Casio. Apologies again, I don't know what the reference number is. But yeah, I like the gold ones, they're nice. They're a nice statement. Blingy without being too blingy. And they're a good size on the wrist. This one here is one of my more recent additions. This is Casio F91W, and I think this version is still relatively new. So this gold version with the black straps still relatively new. It's just recently appeared on Amazon.co.uk. That's the other thing to say. All of these watches cost probably less than £25, or at least the majority of them did, and all of them you could probably pick up on Amazon. They all seem to be on there for a good price. The only exceptions to that would be the Databank over here. That's a bit more, that's about £40. And some of these watches, some of the silver, the metal effect ones, they do sell for about sort of 30, 35, but a lot of them you can pick up for much less. This, for example, this costs £17, and that's a nice retro looking silver reflective digital watch for not much more than the price of a cheap night out. What's your favourite? Let me know in the comments. I'm torn. I really like the gold Casios. I love the silver ones as well. I like them all. That's why I have so many of them. But this one's a fairly recent acquisition, and I really like it. It's a proper Buck Rogers 70s style retro. I like that it's matte silver rather than shiny silver. I had the black version of this for a long time before I got the silver one, and I think I got the wrong one, to be honest. I should have got the silver one at the start. It's just, oh, it's lovely. Really nice. I like retro stuff far too much. Apologies for the focus on the camera, it keeps zooming out. Some of the slightly different ones are, these have got some world time Casios, and they're a bit different from your standard ones. Again, these are a little bit more expensive, but you're still talking sort of £30 or less. And the biggest one in the collection is this, which is another world time. You'll notice there's no G-Shocks, and that's nothing. That's nothing against G-Shocks. They're just not for me. They're a bit big and a bit plasticky. I think they're okay. I wouldn't spend £60, £70 or more. There's one G-Shock that I really like. The one exception, which is about £200, and I can't bring myself to buy it. It's bright orange and it's really nice, but I'm not quite there yet. I need to have a think about that for a bit longer. Anyway, so as I said, just a quick look at the Casio collection. Hope you like it. If you got any questions about any of these watches or my channel, please add a comment. If you like this and you want to see a bit more on watches, please subscribe. I'll be posting videos and reviews fairly regularly. So, thank you for watching. See you soon.